Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and today we're talking about an exciting newer artist from Australia called Courtney Barnett. And this is her album from 2015 called Sometimes I Sit and Think, and Sometimes I Just Sit. And it's a really, really good indie rock style album, and she really shows off her personality on it, in my opinion. You get the sense that she's kind of like a shy, introverted person, but she has a lot of thoughts that she kind of keeps to herself a little bit, and this is like her way of expressing them. And I think it's a really wonderful album, and I hope you guys enjoy it or find it interesting. So yeah, I got some clips lined up as usual, so let's jump in to track number 1, which is called Elevator Operator.
Headphone wielding to the Nicholas building. He trips on a pothole that's not been filled in. He waits for an elevator, 129. A lady walks in and waits by his side. Her heels are high and her bag is snakeskin. Hair pulled so tight you can see her skeleton. Vickers perfume on her breath. A tortoiseshell necklace between her breasts. She looks him up and down with a Botox frown. He's well used to that look by now. The elevator dings and they awkwardly step in. Their fingers touch on the rooftop button. Don't jump, little boy, don't jump off that roof. You got your whole life ahead of you, still in your youth. I'd give anything to have skin like you.
Yeah, so just a very fun, very catchy song to begin this album. And it's a funny song because it's about a misunderstanding, right? So this guy goes into this office building. He doesn't work there. He definitely doesn't belong there. He's not dressed appropriately for being in this elevator, you know? And this woman gets into the elevator who works in the building. And this woman is like very successful, clearly. She's got a snakeskin purse, you know, high heels. She looks great. And the misunderstanding is that this guy is hitting the rooftop button. And the only reason that this woman could possibly think of for this guy to do that is that he wants to commit suicide, right? So he touches the rooftop button, and the woman just immediately shows empathy and like touches his finger while it's on the button. Because as we said, you know, she's convinced this guy's about to jump off the roof. So it's kind of like a humorous song, you know. This guy just, for some reason, he likes going to the rooftops of buildings and checking out the view, which sounds pretty nice, but I mean, it's a pretty rare thing for people to do, I would imagine. So I can't fault the woman here. But anyway, it's an interesting song within the context of the album because I believe it's the only song where Courtney is in someone else's mind. You know, she's in some random guy's mind. But the rest of the album, if I remember it correctly, is all like her experience. So it's kind of an interesting way to switch it up for the beginning of the album. But that's Elevator Operator. So let's move on to track number 2, which is called Pedestrian at Best.
I love you, I hate you, I'm on the fence, it all depends whether I'm up, I'm down, I'm on the mend, transcending all reality. I like you, despise you, admire you, what are we gonna do when everything all falls through? I must confess I've made a mess of what should be a small success, but I digress, at least I've tried my very best, I guess.
Yeah, my goodness, we learn a lot about Courtney on this song. you know, it's called Pedestrian at best, but what the song is actually about, as far as I'm concerned, is her newfound fame, in her Australian indie rock scene. It sounds like she's kind of blowing up a little bit. And because she's blowing up, these guys are putting her on this pedestal, when in reality, she's kind of like a shy, introverted kind of person, it sounds like. So, she says that put me on a pedestal and I'll disappoint you, and tell me I'm exceptional, I promise to exploit you. So like, she also kind of sounds a little, it sounds like she's playing the game a little bit, right? She wants to be successful, and I guess she feels good about, doing whatever she can to get the right connections and stuff. So she's completely aware of all of the facets of relationships. She's aware of the fact that she's not exactly like an amazing woman per se, other than the fact that she is a good musician and writes good songs, right? Like, other than that, she doesn't really view herself as that amazing. But because she's kind of gaining notoriety, all these random people, all these strangers are admiring her, and she's kind of thinking like, oh, now you think well of me? Like, what about, when I wasn't famous? Like, what did you think about me then? So it makes me think about all these things. I like this song quite a bit, but that's all I want to say about it. So let's move on to track number 3, which is called An Illustration of Loneliness.
I'll lay awake at 4, staring at the wall, counting all the cracks backwards in my best friend. Reminds me of a book I skimmed read in a surgery, all about palmistry. I wonder what's in store for me. I pretend the plaster is the skin on my palms, and the cracks are representative of what is going on. I lose a breath, my love line seems entwined with death. I'm thinking of you too.
So I like this song quite a bit. It seems to be about the fact that she's kind of jazzed up from the fact that she's probably playing a lot of gigs, and she's getting famous a little bit. So she's getting energetic. She's having trouble sleeping, and she's staring at the ceiling, just imagining all sorts of random things that she talks about on this clip. But at the same time, she's missing her girlfriend that she's in love with, I guess. And she's wondering if her girlfriend is thinking about her, because the reality of this type of lifestyle is that you're going to be on the road for most of the year. So you don't really get to spend a lot of time with your significant other, I would imagine. So it sounds like she kind of wants both things to succeed, right? But that's understandable. But for the moment, she's just really jazzed up, as I said. She's really excited. Things are going well for her, but it's kind of affecting her sleep cycle. Totally understandable. That kind of stuff happens to me when I get really excited about a project. I'm always having racing thoughts, thinking about it, thinking about how I could improve, what I did wrong, stuff like that. So yeah, I like this song quite a bit. But that's all I want to say about it. So let's move on to track 4, which is called Small Poppies.
In a way, it's a shame you get away thinking it's just a game. Who am I to deny myself a pawn for you to use? At the end of the day, it's a pain that I keep seeing your name, but I'm sure it's a bore being you.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's not going too well in her relationship. It sounds like her girlfriend thinks highly of herself and is playing games, as she says. We're not exactly sure what that means specifically, but she says an eye for an eye. I don't agree with that. Why can't we just talk nice? So it sounds like somebody, probably her girlfriend, did something really bad that she's not happy about. But, I guess she loves this girl, and so she doesn't want to be away from her. She doesn't want to be super angry with her and take the eye for an eye stance, which would basically mean that, she's cutting ties with her. So she wants to be diplomatic, is what it sounds like, and the other girl, her girlfriend, we're not entirely sure what's going on with her. If she's in love with Courtney, or if she's using Courtney for a variety of reasons. We don't know exactly what's going on. But Courtney is willing to be diplomatic. Her girlfriend did something bad, it sounds like, and she's trying to sort of understand why and make nice, as she says. So it makes me think of that. I could be wrong about it, but that's Small Poppies. That's all I want to say about it. So let's move on to track 5, which is a great song. It's probably my favorite on the album. It's called Depreston.
You said we should look out further. I guess it wouldn't hurt us. We don't have to be around all these coffee shops. Now we got that percolator. Never made a latte greater. I'm saving $23 a week. We drive to a house in Preston. We see police arresting a man with his hand in a bag. How's that for first impressions? This place seems depressing. It's a Californian bungalow in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, this song is great. I mean, it's got a great kind of guitar hook on it that I really love. I love the effects on it. But it's a humorous song, right? Because she's basically telling us that she needs to move near-ish to a city where she can, play gigs at. So I don't know what city that would be in Australia, Melbourne or something. I don't know. But realistically, they can't afford to be near downtown where all the nice places are. So they have to move to Depreston, as she calls it. Preston, I guess, is a town, like a suburb of wherever, Sydney, who knows. So she's just looking around. There's probably homeless people. There's the police arresting people. There's probably trash everywhere. There's probably liquor stores on every corner. So, it's just a sad reality that, unless you've got the money, you got to live in one of these places. And especially if you're trying to be a musician, for instance, in America, if you really want to make it as a musician, you can't stay in small town Kansas or something. You've got to move to LA or New York. And if you do that, you have to, you have a certain limited budget. So you can only afford not the greatest of neighborhoods, right? If you can even get close to the city. So it's just a song about that, just reality. She's talking about reality, man. All right. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I love this song. It's really catchy. But that's Depreston. So let's move on to track number 6, which is called Aqua Profunda.
I saw you in the lane next to me. You were doing freestyle
Yeah, so this is a cute song. It's very, very cute. It's just her trying to impress somebody at the pool that she's got a crush on. You know, perhaps it's her girlfriend from previous tracks. This could be their origin story, you know. We don't know. But it's just a very cute song. She's just doing all of these things to get the attention of someone who probably isn't even noticing that this girl is into them, you know. And, you know, it makes me think of all the times when I have a crush on somebody. Let's say I have a crush on like a barista at a coffee shop that I go to, and I'm very self-conscious about it in the sense that like I overanalyze all the stupid things I probably did or said to them, you know, when I was like ordering coffee or something, you know, because you like this person, so you want to appear a certain way. And you can kind of get lost in like overanalyzing, you know, your behavior. Like, oh, maybe if I said this or if I didn't do that, then they would, you know, think of me in a certain way, you know, stuff like that. So this song makes me think of all those things, which I appreciate, you know. But anyway, that's Aqua Profunda. So let's move on to track 7, which is called Dead Fox.
Pesticide can't hurt. Never having too much money, I get the cheap stuff at the supermarket, but they're all pumped up with shit. A friend told me that they stick nicotine in the apples. If you can't see me, I can't see you. If you can't see me, I can't see you.
Yeah, so Dead Fox is about a few things, but I'm just going to talk about the part on this clip that I played, because we learned a few things, right? We learned that her girlfriend's name is Jen. In actuality, her name is Jen Clower. She's another Australian indie rock artist who's actually really good, by the way. Check out her self-titled album and her album In Blood Memory. They're really good. But anyway, that's an aside. So we know her girlfriend's name, but we also know that her girlfriend is really into, you know, organic produce, such that she's willing to pay way too much money to get it, even though they can't really afford it. And, you know, the song is funny because she says, if you can't see me, I can't see you. So what that makes me think is, like, Courtney does not want to spend this money just to get better quality vegetables. So it sounds like she'll tell her girlfriend, oh yeah, I'll go to Trader Joe's or whatever and get some apples. But really she's going to the bodega down the street, you know. And if Jen can't see her, then who's it harming, really, is basically what she's saying, you know. It only harms her if she finds out. And if she doesn't find out, well then, I mean, you know, whatever, basically. So I like this song. It's kind of funny. But that's what I want to say about Dead Fox. So let's move on to track number 8, which is called Nobody Really Cares If You Don't Go to the Party.
Definitely
Yeah, I can really relate to this song. I mean, I'm basically Courtney in the song because I have a lot of social anxiety. And like she says, I want to go out, but I also kind of want to stay home. But her girlfriend sounds like a really extroverted type. And as she says, she even has like luck on her side a little bit. But she's just very extroverted. She loves to go out and mingle. And she finds it very easy to do these things. And I guess Courtney is probably attracted to that quite a bit, I would imagine. So they're kind of complimenting each other. They both have different personalities. Here's Courtney, here's Jen. And, opposites attract, as they say. But I love the name of the song because it's Nobody Really Cares If You Don't Go to the Party, which really speaks to me because, basically she's saying, like, if you don't go, no one's even going to notice, right? So stop thinking that people are paying attention to you because they're not paying attention to you, trust me. Or at least I doubt it. So I like the song quite a bit. It's kind of funny. It's a great sounding song as well. But let's move on to track 9, which is called Debbie Downer.
Tell me when you're getting bored and I'll leave. I'm not the one who put the chain around your feet. I'm sorry for all of my insecurities, but it's just part of me. Envy is thin because it bites but never eats. That's what a nice old Spanish lady once told me. Hey Debbie Downer, turn that frown upside down and just be happy. I don't ask too much of you, it's true, and I can't read your mind. Don't stop listening, I'm not finished yet. I'm not fishing for your compliment. I'm growing.
Yeah, so poor Courtney, she's the Debbie Downer. But as we discussed, she's kind of insecure, she's kind of shy and anxious. She thinks about what other people are thinking about way too much, as I do as well. And her girlfriend is doing what a lot of people do who don't really understand anxiety or depression. They're just like, turn that frown upside down and be happy. Like, why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just go out, have a good time, maybe get a little bit drunk, and, just have fun? Like, why do you have to be the Debbie Downer, as the title says? Well, as someone who can sort of be called a Debbie Downer, I don't know why I'm like that, to be honest. I don't know why I care too much about what random people may or may not be thinking about me. It just kind of is what it is. Sometimes I don't think about it. Sometimes I do think about it. It's kind of random. So I can relate to Courtney here, But it sounds like Jen is just not really, she's not really a fan of this. She wants to party hard, and her girlfriend is just kind of like not as into it, clearly. But that's Debbie Downer. That's all I want to say about it. I'm going to skip Kim's Caravan, track 10, just because there wasn't something I wanted to really say about it. So let's talk about the last track of the album, number 11, which is called Boxing Day Blues.
I'm not what you're looking for. My house has an open door. You need a lock and a key.
Yeah, these lyrics are great. I just love them. You know, she says, "My house has an open door, but you need a lock and key." So the house we're speaking about, I'm assuming, is Jen's house. So she's just very free-flowing, very outgoing. You know, she likes to meet people. She likes to socialize. And in order to do that, you kind of need to be willing to expose yourself a lot, right? But Courtney needs a lock and key. So she needs to be able to hide and let nobody in to her world, which, as I mentioned, I can totally relate to that. So, you know, she also says, "I love all of your ideas. You love the idea of me." So I guess Courtney is just really attracted to the fact that Jen is such an outgoing person, and she's probably jealous of that fact, right? I mean, I think we've established earlier that she really wants to be able to go out and socialize and party and live her life, but she's just, you know, she's the Debbie Downer, as we mentioned. She's just very anxious, and she just can't really do it without a lot of help. So maybe she's starting to question, like, the relationship in general, you know, just in the sense that, like, does she really want to be with Jen? In the sense that being with Jen means that she might have to be way more social than she wants to be, you know? So it sounds like the relationship is at a crossroads, possibly. But, you know, that's the end of the album. So we don't know how this story ends, unfortunately. But by the way, I love the name of the album because it's called "Sometimes I Sit and Think, and Sometimes I Just Sit," which is a perfect way to describe a lot of introverted behavior. So for example, I'm introverted. So if I'm at a party, I kind of like to just hear a conversation. You know, I like to listen in. I don't need to, like, participate per se, but, you know, somebody might notice that, like, I'm just kind of standing there with my drink, not saying anything, and they're probably thinking, like, you know, what's wrong with this guy? He's not saying anything. No, listen, I just like to listen. I like what you're saying. I like your conversation. I find it interesting. You know, I don't have to butt in. I can just observe and appreciate. So sometimes, you know, as she said, sometimes I'm just sitting there, just enjoying solace. Sometimes I'm just at a party, just enjoying conversation, but not participating. And that's all good. So it sounds like Courtney and I are kind of kindred spirits in a way. But anyway, that's the album. You know, as I mentioned, it's pretty much just indie rock, you know, but with a little modern twist, and a lot of personality. You know, a lot of Courtney's personalities on this album, which I appreciate. So I hope you guys thought it was interesting. But as always, you know, feel free to comment. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, whatever you have to say, I'll check it out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helped me out. But yeah, that's Courtney Barnett. Check them out and have a good one.